Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of City Notes. Today I will be showing you some of the film location for 2 Weeks Notice, another favorite NYC rom-com. 2 Weeks Notice was filmed on location throughout Manhattan, Coney Island, and Brighton. It premiered in 2002 and it was one of the first major motion pictures to be filmed in the city after 9/11. We don't get much of the skyline in this movie compared to others that came later in the early 2000s. Many of the locations featured in the film may look different now than they did in 2001 or no longer exist. I will have some of these honorable mentions at the end. As always, there will be spoilers as I go through each location. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's get started. Starting at the beginning of the movie, the opening scene is when Lucy attempts to save an old theater building from being demolished. This was actually filmed in front of the United Palace Theater in Washington Heights. It is located on 4140 Broadway between West 175th and West 176th Street. This is one of the largest operating theaters left in Manhattan. The theater also received historic landmark status in 2016 thanks to the efforts of the community around it. Jumping to downtown Manhattan, where Lucy and George first meet in front of 38 Water Street. This building is a multi-office building located in the financial district. The facade and courtyard served as Wade Corporation's flagship office throughout the movie. The courtyard is a public park space and is open year-round. One of the major plot points in the movie is Lucy saving the community center. The building featured in the movie as the community center is the historic Child's Restaurant building in Coney Island. It dates back to 1923. It has been restored and is currently operating as the Coney Island Amphitheater. It is also a designated New York City landmark. The building is located on 3052 West 21st Street along the Ringleman Boardwalk in Coney Island, Brooklyn. Moving on, the scene where Lucy runs out of her friend's wedding because George calls her was filmed in the Lower East Side. Specifically, the wedding scene took place inside of the St. Mark's Church in the Bowery, located at 131 East 10th Street. This is still an active church and one of the oldest in the neighborhood. It partners with various arts organizations, so the space is often used for dance performances, poetry events, or a makeshift art gallery, as well as for church services. Lucy grabs the cab right outside the church building along East 10th Street. Continuing with this scene, Lucy ends up meeting George in his apartment at the Grand Hotel. Though the Grand Hotel did not exist, the facade of the building that was used is now the Roxy Hotel, located on 99 White Street in Tribeca. It also has an indie theater that is open to the general public and shows different classic movies such as the cult classic The Warriors from 1967. Following this scene, Lucy is having a conversation with her long-distance boyfriend about quitting Wade Corporation in her corporate apartment. The building featured in the film is the Gunter Building, located on 473 Broome Street in Soho. Though I'm not sure if all of Lucy's apartment scenes were filmed inside of the Gunter Building, it is another old building dating back to 1872. The ground floor has been converted to luxury stores and office spaces in the top floors. After an awkward interview for Lucy's replacement, George and Lucy head to the Francis Tavern for lunch, located on 54 Pearl Street in the financial district. The luncheon was filmed inside of the restaurant. This is another historic building and one of the oldest running restaurants in New York City. It is said to be the meeting spot of George Washington and his advisors during the Revolutionary War. In the movie, George takes Lucy on his yacht to help her cheer her up after her breakup with her long-distance boyfriend. This scene was filmed at South Street Seaport. You can see the Brooklyn Bridge in the background of George's yacht. Unfortunately, due to Hurricane Sandy, much of the marina has changed. However, it is still open to the public and gives a great view of the East River and Brooklyn. The pivotal moment in the movie takes place at the company fundraiser event, where Lucy learns that George has broken his promise. The fundraiser scene was filmed at the Fulton Landing Pier in Dumbo, Brooklyn. Dumbo is a neighborhood that has grown in popularity, especially for the skyline view of Lower Manhattan. For obvious reason, it was not shown in the movie, though the pier is open to the public and attached to Brooklyn Bridge Park. Continuing with the fundraiser scene, after Lucy is disappointed by George, she goes to visit her friend at her apartment. The building featured in the movie is 8 Old Fulton Street, which is also located in Dumbo right across the street from the Fulton Landing Pier. This is another historic building originally built in 1860 and was the headquarters for one of the first railways that served people in Brooklyn. It has now been converted to an art gallery and apartments. Moving on to the final scene of the movie, it was filmed in the Upper East Side along East 83rd Street between 1st and 2nd Avenue. The facade of the Legal Aid building is 315 East 83rd Street. In the final scene of the movie, Lucy runs out of Legal Aid towards George, and then they finally reconcile in front of 223 East 83rd Street. Now time for the honorable mentions. These are locations in the movie that were featured but no longer exist or were shown in the movie in the background. The scene where Lucy is talking with her parents about taking the job at Way Corporations was actually filmed at the famous Café Volna. This was a family-owned Eastern European restaurant that opened in Brighton, Brooklyn in 1993. It closed in 2023 and has now become the Azor Bar and Grill since then. It is located along the Ringelmann Boardwalk at 3145 Brighton, 4th Street. Though I'm not sure if the baseball scene was actually filmed inside Shea Stadium, the exterior and interior were featured in the movie. Though Shea Stadium was knocked down in 2008, there are markers that have been established that show where the old infrastructure once stood. Located at 41 Seaver Way in Flushing, Queens, the home of the Mets is now Citi Field. Though the Queensboro Bridge was not featured in the film, it is seen in the background as George carries Lucy to the RV so she can use the bathroom. This scene was filmed along the highway that leads from Long Island City, Queens to Manhattan. That is it for this episode of City Notes. I hope you enjoyed this video and seen some of the places where 2 Weeks Notice was filmed in real life. If you're interested in visiting any of these places on your own, I have created a map of all the locations featured here, including the honorable mentions. I have also made a digital one-page scene featuring 5 historic locations also mentioned in this video. I will include links to both below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, friends.